All right, good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing. And today we're going to be going over SEO, search engine optimization for agents. So this is something that's kind of like the holy grail for, for a lot of marketing. But it's a very important topic, and it is a way for us to get basically free traffic to our website. Not free, you got to put in elbow grease and you got to do work, but you don't have to pay per click. So the two types of ways that we get traffic to our landing pages and websites are, of course, paid traffic and organic traffic. So organic traffic is what comes from SEO, search engine optimization. So it's a really important topic. I'm really excited to talk about this. I love this topic almost more than any other ones. But before I get too far, we do have a couple housekeeping items. Just want to remind everybody that when you do get a signed listing, you've got to get that into SkySlope within 24 hours. Let's get this done within 24 hours, guys. No excuse. Helps us maintain compliance, helps Travis and the team. So it's really important that you do that. And this goes for rentals as well, for leases. Just because it's a lease, that doesn't, give you the ability to not put it in SkySlope. We still need all of these things in SkySlope. So just a quick one there. And before I go into too much further, I'm going to bring on Bill Seitz, our CEO of Clearview Mortgage. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Kevin. How are we doing today?
Fantastic.
Yeah, nice to be back on the webinar after a quick hiatus.
Yeah, exactly. Apologize. Every once in a while, we do have to take a Wednesday off, but we are back for the foreseeable future.
There we go. I did have a couple announcements. One, we did we did actually, do a portion of the webinar on the home partners.
Right.
And unbeknownst to us at the time, that they were having some COVID delays or kind of suspensions on certain markets.
Right.
For those of you that did sign up and go through the process and get some of their training or their certifications, they have come back online in California in, I know, at least 2 markets. You might want to check their website again. I know San Diego has come back online, and also up in the Central Valley near John blank here.
Sacramento?
Just below Sacramento. What's that city?
Below Sacramento would be Stockton.
Yes, Stockton. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. And its surrounding areas. So
Lodi, Stockton, Tracy.
Yep,
Okay.
That's right. Exactly. You pegged it. So I was on there yesterday looking on the maps and just seeing which areas were available. And those were 2 that were open now for lease option purchase and stuff like that. So I would keep an eye on it if that's not your area and this is something that you want to be involved in or you want to participate in. It seems like something that you can generate business and close deals on. I would definitely keep an eye on the other markets that will be, I can only imagine they will be coming into play soon.
And Bill, how did you find out which markets are
open? They actually, I signed up with them, last year as I wanted to look into the program. I kind of went through the whole process as if I was an agent. So they do have me in their system, in the database. So I did get an email from them.
Oh, perfect.
So, but I also went on their website yesterday just to confirm, see if there was anything else that I was missing. It is on their website. It is verified. Those 2 markets are open.
You probably have to log in though, right? You probably need to log in to see that information. No? Okay, cool.
Nope, you don't. You can just go in there and look in those areas and you'll see they actually, it says as of this date, these markets are open. You'll see San Diego and Stockton.
Perfect.
And then I sent you something, Kevin. I don't know if you got it. Not sure how many of you heard this, but FHFA, which is the Freddie and Fannie regulator, has now decided, this was done in an overnight fashion, where they are charging refinances 0.5% on all refinances across the board. And this was kind of done in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Nobody knew about it, and this was announced on August 12th. And I actually just bringing anyone's attention to it. It's not on purchase business, so that's good news. So for any of the borrowers that are looking to purchase, that's not going to affect them.
Good. You know what I'll do, Bill, is I will put this, the article that you sent me, I'll put that out through our communication system so all the agents get it.
Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of a bummer for people that are maybe looking to refi. They're going to get a little bit of a ding. It's not something you're going to see as like an actual formal charge, but what you're going to see, it's going to be impacted into the rate. So the rates on the refinances have gone up because of this. And for most people in the industry, it's really kind of a kick in the shins because every year, unlike real estate agents, we have to do compliance. So every year, every fall, I have to, and all the LOs that work in this world have to do ongoing education and continuing education. And they pound, oh, it's got to what's best for the consumer, best for the consumer. You got to make sure the consumer. Well, in my opinion, this wasn't in the consumer's best bet. You just added a 50% tab onto people that are trying to save money in a difficult time, potentially, and now you're just penalizing them for wanting to maybe restructure and consolidate their bills or whatever. So doesn't really line up in my mind as far as their little ethical but it is what it is, and we'll just have to deal with it.
Exactly. Always, right? There's not much we can do.
Yep. So I think was there one other thing? I think that was it from my end today, Kevin.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate that, Bill, always. So guys, go back and, reconnect with Home Partners, check it out, see if they're available in the area. And like Bill said, just go ahead and sign up. And, even if they're not available in your area right now, they are re-expanding their markets. And so you'll get the email from them. So good point there. All right, perfect. Well, thanks a lot, Bill. Appreciate it. I'm going to bring Travis Breton, our corporate broker, on to the line now. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning, Kevin. How's it going?
Very well, thank you. All right, and Travis is a SEO guy as well. He knows his stuff when it comes to SEO, so he'll be a perfect person to bounce stuff off of today. So let me pull up one of our agents. I know I've showed you guys this before. One of our agents, Charles Barnes, has done a really good job with on-page SEO as well as off-page SEO. So let me just, this is his website, and let me just explain why or how all of this happens. So of course, Google is where everybody goes to find information. So what Charles has done is he has optimized his website for his farm is in Buena Park in a community called Lakeside. So Lakeside is a beautiful community that's surrounding this amazing lake, and of course he's got his drone footage of the community, which is incredible. I mean, I really like this, and I think you guys can agree. Having footage like this on your website, this kind of sets you apart from other agents, which, obviously Charles has done. So when we go and we do a search for properties in that community, we want our stuff to come up. And I think Charles started this, I want to say 2 years ago. He's been doing a really good job of this for a long time. So this is what it looks like when somebody does a search for Buena Park Lakeside homes for sale. Now notice, he's above Redfin. He's above Realtor.com. He's above the big boys. Compass is below him. Trulia. That is a massive, massive coup for an agent like for just a regular agent to go in and say, no, sorry guys, sorry, Redfin, I'm going to beat out your content because of all the stuff that I'm going to put on my website. So that's literally what's happened. He doesn't pay a dime to have this particular spot on the Google search results page. So the reason that he is here is because of the content within his website. So notice you get to the website, and what does it say? Lakeside community. We talk about Buena Park. there's these keywords that Google is picking up on: Lakeside, Buena Park, homes for sale. Notice that one of his links on his website, or one of the pages on his website, is Lakeside Homes for Sale. Notice that was our key search engine optimization keyword phrase that we were really trying to go after. So one of his pages is called that. So we click on the page and we can see that this says Lakeside Homes for Sale. So you guys can see what is happening here. Google is picking up on all these different keywords that are inside of Charles's website. So they say that your website, Charles, is more relevant than, say, any of these other websites, because it's all about Lakeside. It's all about Buena Park. So that's why he is getting the placement that he has, is because of that particular, having those bits of content on his website. So what do I mean by content? Now, the more content, the better. And what do I mean by content? Written. So Google can't really see, the Google, what they call spiders or bots, they can't really see images. They can't really, they don't really know what the Google bots are looking for are keywords. They're looking for content and written content. So, and honestly, this is a relatively small amount of written content for SEO. Now, when I say written content, I want you guys to be writing 1,000 words, 700 to 1,500 words about your communities. And in a perfect world, what you would do is, he has done this well, is you would also have a little drop down that has the adjacent communities. So in a perfect world, what you would do is you would have a page on your website, just like this, where you can search for homes in Buena Park. Then you want to drill down and have the different communities within Buena Park that you can create separate pages for. So what does that do? That creates a net and a giant web of different bits of information that are all about not just Buena Park, but they're also about the communities within Buena Park. And so this is also extremely valuable to your clients when they have a question and they say, hey, you know what, I'm interested in homes in Amherst Heights. And so Charles uses his website as a resource for them. So he says, oh, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send you, and he'll go up and he'll copy this URL. He'll copy that and he'll email that directly to his client and say, hey, okay, you're interested in Hawks Point, okay? And you see he has created this amazing, little polygon around Hawks Point. So now we can send this, this link to our client and say, hey, here's all the stuff going on in Hawks Point. So that it's a resource. The other thing that it's doing, of course, is we're sending Google signals and letting them know that, hey, this is a very pertinent page. So another small, or I wouldn't say small, but another facet of SEO is how often people come to your website. If you have traffic going to your website, that's a signal to Google. It must be good, right? People are looking at this particular this page, so it must be relevant to those search terms. So traffic also helps SEO. It also helps the placement of where you're going to end up on this list, right? And I always think of the Google search engine results as real estate. This is real estate that we want to own. And in most cases, Realtor.com, all the big boys, they imagine how big these websites are, right? So they're thousands of pages. Redfin and Realtor.com and Zillow, they're literally thousands and thousands of pages. They're these massive websites. And they have what's known as a high page rank, or PR. And so the page rank is assigned by Google, and it is a relevancy scale. So if you have a page rank, and most websites, I would say even Charles's website is maybe only a page rank 2 or 3. However, a website like Zillow and Redfin, they're probably more like a page rank 7. 9 is the highest. Google is a 9, YouTube's a 9, Facebook's a 9. All these huge social media websites, those are page rank 9s. So it's really, really important to be able to link to larger page rank websites as well. So what Charles has done is he has created all the different pages within the website that have the individual information, which is important. And the way that we do that mechanically is what he does is he comes in and he goes into his MLS setup and he goes onto this communities area. And in here, we create the actual communities. And what do I mean by that? I'll do an example. So I'm just going to say test zip. We'll just do a test zip. And so now we're able to basically draw a map around a specific community. And so to draw the map, we just click our cursor and it creates a little flag. Click our cursor again, another flag, and so we can create any kind of polygon we want around that community. So maybe the community comes out here and then it comes back down into here. Right? So you can create these really cool areas around that particular community. And I don't know if this is probably not a community, so we wouldn't do that, but this is just an example. And then in order to complete the thing or the polygon, we just go back to the first one. Then it creates this save map. That wasn't available before we closed this polygon off. Then we would say, we would save this, we save the map, and now this is part of our community list. And so then we go into our website. Actually, I'm going to go back in and delete that for him. Thank you, Charles. So we're just going to delete that. So then to create the community page, what we do is we go into our personal websites. Charles has many. And the particular one that he really has done a lot of work on is this OC Lakeside. So we go into here, we go into pages. This is how we create pages. This is all the pages that he's created. And if we want to add a community page, we click on add a page. And then the community pages are what's known as agent pages. So we select the agent page dropdown, we click on community page, and now you can see all the communities that we created are located here. So now we can create, I'm not going to do it. So now we can see the community pages that we've created. And so they look like this. Oh wait, this is actually his, I'll get into this page in a second. But the quote unquote community pages look like this. They have all the properties that are available in that area, right? Very cool, and a couple of market stats. So, and then we're able to add text. And honestly, I would add a lot more text if I were him. So the text, again, is what Google says, hey, oh my gosh, this website is all about this, right? So very cool stuff. And Charles, yes, thank you. I'm trying to make you famous. Appreciate your letting us use your website as an example, because it is such a great example. And if all of our agents did this, they'd be very successful. So getting back to on-page SEO. Okay, so this is this Lakeside community page. This is basically just a page that he has created that has content. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is why his website is getting ranked right here. All about the Lakeside Buena Park community, right? So what's the first thing that we notice? He has embedded a video. So he has, I'll just pull up his video off to the side over here. Like I said, he has created amazing drone footage. And so he's created really cool YouTube videos. So it's a great idea to create a YouTube video, optimize it for Lakeside Buena Park, and then embed that video on your website. So that is a very good SEO technique. Why is that a good SEO technique? Because Google owns YouTube, and they love having things linked to YouTube. So it's another little kind of a signal for YouTube to say, hey, wow, this is a really relevant page with respect to these keyword phrases. So then what does he have? He's got written content, couple of paragraphs. Again, in a perfect world, I'd add a few more paragraphs. And the cool thing about these pages is you can write a certain amount. You can come back a month later, write a couple more paragraphs. You can always be adding to it. Because another signal for SEO is that this page is not quote unquote static. It is kind of alive. It's adding content. So if you're continuing to add content, and I literally just add another paragraph in here, talking about something cool that happened in Lakeside. It really doesn't matter. It really is about written content for Google. So we're doing things for clients, we're doing things for prospects, and we're also doing things for Google. So there's a lot of different things going on here. So making the content read well for Google, just, there's lots and lots of content, and in every single paragraph, there's some mention of Buena Park or some mention of Lakeside in some way. Now, the other part of this, guys, is we can't just go in and just put in Buena Park, Lakeside, homes, and over what they call keyword stuff the page. That is an easy way to get your page de-indexed by Google. They'll literally just won't even index your page. So you want to be careful not to say Lakeside too much. So you'll notice if you read this, it's very natural. The words Lakeside and Buena Park are mentioned quite a bit. However, it's not stuffed in there. Now, the key rule of thumb is if that specific keyword phrase is used more than about 4%, that's about the right amount of using your keyword phrase. About 4% of the total text should be that keyword phrase. Then not just the keyword phrase. So imagine our keyword phrase is Buena Park and Lakeside. But we've also got other, mentions of it. We have Lakeside Master Association. So it's really, really organic the way it reads. It's genuine. It's not, a spammy document. So Google picks up on that. So another thing that he's got is Lakeside Buena Park activities. So Lakeside Buena Park lifestyle highlights and pictures too. And so I'm not sure if he has done this, but the images can also be tagged with the keyword phrase. So there's a lot of different things that you can do in order to get this page to rank. Another huge SEO technique is to have links to outside pages. Now, again, we don't want to link to an outside page to a competitor or to Realtor.com or something like that. That is exactly what we don't want to do. But notice that we're not afraid to send people to another website. That's what Google wants to see. But we're sending people out to adjacent things that talk about, local electricity, Spectrum Cable, the Lakeside Master Association website. That's not a bad idea to link to those different outside pages. Again, it's a signal to Google. And so one thing that I use as an outside link almost all the time is Wikipedia. Wikipedia is just information, right? So it's somewhere on this page, I would put in a link where it says Buena Park. I'd link this to the Wikipedia page about Buena Park. That's a good link. That's a good outside link. That's just going to provide additional information to someone, but it's not going to be sending someone to like a competitive realtor, website. So really, really important to link to outside websites, but make sure you're not linking to a competitive website. So you're just going to be sending your traffic to somebody else. So any questions at this point? I know this stuff is pretty high level, and obviously these are these webinars are just meant to bring your attention to this, and I don't mind working one-on-one with you guys on this kind of stuff. But in the meantime, it's always a good idea to be writing content. Just pull up a Word doc, write some content, and about your community and about the adjacent communities, And again, in a perfect world, what you're going to be doing is you're going to have a page all about Buena Park. Then you're going to have individual pages all about the specific communities within Buena Park. You could even do another segment of community pages where you're basically taking a community and slicing it into price ranges. So conceivably, you could do a community page that only has a certain price range, and you can have, so people that are looking for homes between 500,000 and 600,000, you can send them that link. So there's a lot of different ways that we can create different spots. So I know I've been just spouting a ton, but Travis, do you have anything to add here?
No, I think Charles is doing a pretty good job here. If you're thinking about doing something like this, it is, a little bit of a long game. Don't start in a community that's so small that, you kind of run out of content pretty easily. Touching on the last thing you said with creating the price ranges, if you want to do 500 to 600, 600 to 700, each time you do that, you're kind of creating a new subpage,
yep,
which adds to the content opportunity of the website, and will only help you stick even better into the ranking that you have. So I think that that's maybe something Charles might want to think about to further this website even more is,
right,
breaking those down a little bit, because it's a really easy way to add content, and it does create a lot of shareable links. Maybe he has a Buena Park Facebook page. I'm not sure. I would if I were him.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And linking to this, because he can be putting all of his content from this onto that page and then promoting that page pretty easily.
Exactly. So of course, that's a great point, Travis. So of course, he would be copying the URL of this page and taking it into his Facebook page, and continuing to blast out links like, hey, here's the most updated price, the updated list of homes in the $500,000 to $600,000 range. And you could, so that way you're not always posting the same thing. Like, here's my Lakeside Buena Park community page again. No, you're creating tons of different pages, and your website becomes this massive web that can collect leads and prospects, right?
Yeah, and that's what people want to see. They want to see listings, they want to see solds, and they want to see availables.
Yep.
So if you're, at the, every Thursday or Friday, check out this week's newest, listings. Give me a call, or even the solds if he wants to do like a sold kind of report blog at the end of each month for the community. Hey, everybody, check out, what's sold in the community this month. How'd that help your home value, so on and so forth. So you can create your own content without really having to work that hard.
Yeah, and without really, I get this question from agents all the time. Like, what do I say? Like, well, that's exactly what you said. What you just said, Travis, and it doesn't need to be more than that. Like, hey, check out this. This is what just sold, in the last month or the last week or whatever it is, and you're just being a resource to your prospects and your clients.
Yeah, so, and then your audience knows that you're the authority for, Buena Park area and Lakeside and all these other little communities, that you're on top of your game, what's sold, what's available. It's going to help you too, because you're definitely going to be on top of it even more than you might be already.
Well, that's the thing. And, we, and I know Tim talks about it a lot, like, being a part of your community, going down, every couple months to the planning department, talking to people, be the expert. Don't just, pretend. Be the expert, be the resource for your clients, right?
Yeah, and you can get those links sent to you from, your local government site.
Sure.
You can get on their mailing list, and they will just email you every time, new applications are put in or approved and stuff like that. And that way there, you don't even have to go to the meetings if you don't want. You could just kind of read the summary.
Exactly. In this, COVID world too,
Yeah.
running around all that, we're doing a great job, Alta Realty Group agents as a whole, of using technology and not having to run around town.
Yeah, and then think about also, if you're talking about new businesses that are in there. You know, if a brand new business opened up and maybe it was a restaurant or something and you went to it, maybe you want to just give a little shout out to it and say, hey, it was great. Glad to see it's part of the community. You know, you guys should check it out. You know, stuff like that also is really easy content.
For sure. And literally you can just, okay, I'm going to add content to this page. If you're adding content to your community pages on a regular basis, you're going to rank. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I mean, you can add a whole my favorite restaurant section down there and be writing for, like he can have, a lot more content, to put in very easily. So
exactly. So think about that. Restaurants, a featured business, and I talk a lot about, promoting your business network, making sure like, hey, today's or this month or this week's featured vendor is, John's Plumbing or whatever it is, right? So it's just reasons to talk about, your community, who's in your community, what's going on in your community. Just reasons to, again, say, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm here. They're all reminders. We can't just be hiding, right? We have to be out there. And so the great thing about social media and websites and the internet is it allows us to do that a lot of times on automated. We can automate a lot of this stuff, and it's stuff that's just, going to help us without leaving the house. So first of all, thank you, Travis. You always have good insights.
Yep.
I want to bring Bill back on. Bill, do you have any takeaways from today's webinar?
Yeah, today was a good webinar, Kevin. Couple things. Charles Barnes, his page looks very clean, very contemporary, very easy on the eyes, easy to look at. You don't want to, it's not somewhere you look at and you want to look away. You don't want to spend time there.
Yes.
I think that's super important, the layout and how it's presented to the viewer. So it's, once again, it's easy on the eyes. You don't want to, it's not filled with too much information per page. It's spaced out well. I think that's a big part of keeping your audience on your pages. And then I think Travis had a really good point about, you want to, if you're going to do this and this is the long game, as Travis said, this isn't instant gratification. This is just one piece to the overall puzzle. But if you're going to be in this business, you're going to stay in this business, and you have a community that you love, you want to work there, you want to become the expert, this is imperative to do that. And then you want to have a community that has enough units, and Travis mentioned it as well, because you go into a community that has maybe 50 condos. Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's not the end of the world, but I can guarantee you Lakeside has a couple hundred homes. Yeah. And if not more, I've been in there myself. And I think that it's just a better use of putting this piece to your marketing budget in place. I mean, in theory, you could do this for a couple different communities, right? If we,
Yes.
you want to put in the elbow grease, and maybe you're working different parts of the city, like West Side Costa Mesa or East Side Costa Mesa, then you basically be attracting a huge audience with this type of marketing, which is great.
For sure.
I do have a suggestion for Charles for content. One, I think you can fish in the lake, Charles. I think I asked you that when I saw you out there one time, and you could have a fishing portion. I think there's little boats that go out there, and they think there's little secret little holes for bass or whatever out there.
I think Charles knows all of them too.
I think he was pointing out the best spot in the lake. So I think he could definitely add some content there. And then I don't know if any of you guys follow Barstool Sports on Instagram. This guy is funny as can be, and he does these pizza reviews, and it's like he's on the East Coast and he travels up and down. And he just picks out these random pizza places, and then he does these. He grabs a slice or a piece a pie, and and he grabs the hot slice. He's like, hey, one bite, the rules. And like he does this pizza review. And it's like, I've watched probably 50 of them at least, maybe more. And it's the same thing, but it's engaging, it's entertaining. And I'm not saying you got to be the pizza review guy. That's not my intent. But you could do a feature on Buena Park restaurants. You could do a feature on a review of anything that adds good content and have fun with it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys check out Barstool Sports, he doesn't really have a filter, but if you guys, but it's funny and it's engaging, and he's got millions of followers, And I just think that it's good to have some of that stuff in there as well.
Oh, for sure. I love that. Yeah. I mean, get creative, guys. You know, that's what it's all about. That is the things that separate you from the next realtor down the road is the creativity. You know, Marissa Ambrose up in Discovery Bay up in Northern California does a great job of this stuff. She's just all she does
really
is
does.
she just basically, the way I look at it, she just, puts her personality out there. She's like, she does short, really awesome video clips on her social media, and she just looks like the person you want to work with. She's jovial, she's fun, she's knowledgeable, and so those are the things that you can create. So I know we've run out of time. We went a little over, but again, thank you, Bill, for coming on.
Yeah. One last thing, Kev.
Sure.
We got an email yesterday from Charlie Sheldrake, and a few webinars back, I was talking about a letter that my clients had written in a presentation to a seller that I was working with, and it was very, very effective. And I think we shared that with the webinar. I think Kevin may have sent it out to everybody, but Charlie had emailed us internally yesterday and said, hey, I was able to beat out another offer with this letter. It really conveyed my client's interest in the home. And once again, these little details make a big difference at times. It doesn't work every time, but you get in the best practices of doing this, separating yourself as the professional agent, good quality clients, you're going to win those offers.
For sure. You know what? What I'll do is I will bring that up. I will send that out to everybody. I'll actually just go ahead and show you guys because it really was a great letter. So here's his letters, or his letter. Dear owners of the 5316 Camino Bosquecillo, we love your beautiful home. From the moment we walked in, we felt welcome. The love detail that you put into this home is evident. Stunning from the hardwood floors, crown molding. So he's giving him a good, compliment about how they've done. The yard's beautiful. My husband Brian and I have 2 teenage daughters, 10 and 12 graders at San Juan Hills High School. It's been our goal to live in Forester Ranch in San Clemente. A great little community. It's an awesome spot. I'm an elementary school teacher at a school in San Clemente. Brian works as a commercial client service representative for Chase Bank. Both my parents and brothers also live nearby. This home would be perfect for our family. We can envision our family enjoying and making memories in this home. Please consider us for your offer. Well done, right?
Yep, it's complimentary, it's personalized, and and I think for the most part, people that sell their homes, they want to know that someone's going to enjoy what they've done. They were going to want to enjoy making, knowing that someone's going to have a family there and make memories or whatever. Not everybody. Some people are pretty cut and dry, black and white. They don't really care. Yeah. But I think as an overall whole, the human side of it does come into play.
Yeah. And
they may, even if they don't think your offer is maybe the best, maybe they're going to counter you because they want you to get it. So yeah, once again, that'll be a negotiation point, but at least you're separating yourself from everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, looks like I might have a question here. Fancy, I'll get right back to you. Okay, I'll call you directly on that. So yeah, again, thanks for bringing that up, Bill. Charlie, great job there. So guys, thank you for joining our webinar again today. I look forward to having you guys on the webinar next week. Get out there, make it a really productive week. And remember, time is your #1 asset. Use it wisely. All right, guys, see you next week.